Hello and welcome back to Tsukihime. My name is Maybe Dennis, and last time we finally got out of that situation between CL and Vlo where the underground era got collapsed, and we kind of went back to Arkwid. Told her that Vlove is really weakened. We can probably kill him now. Can you help me finish him off? She's like, no, I don't want to. The church is there. They got it. It's like, okay, what if I do something for you later? She's like, all right, perfect. I can go take him on a date. So we go to the crime scene where it seems like, ooh, he's kind of sealed in this cube with the CL who kind of put a barrier up. And Ark was like, that's the executor? Nah, I'm out. I don't want to deal with her. So we kind of go there alone just to be blasted by a bunch of ice. Arkwid kind of helped us out, but then we kind of basically engaged with Vlove with CL. So it was CL and Shiki versus Vlove, and after a while, we managed to cut something in Vlove, but it seems like it was not the actual person. And then later on, it seems like CL finished him off with one of her scriptures, which was a pile driver or something, and that was the end of the battle. Later on, we kind of got a post-credits, but post-fight scene with the church members. We got Mario talking with Noelle. I think the other two people were there. I think Suo and some other guy that showed up like one other time. I don't remember his name. But it seems like Mario is really planning something in the background, and we'll have to continue on to see what that is. But let us continue. We are on day 6, I believe. Don't really know what to consider for day 6. Okay, day 6, Crimson Vestiges 1. So wake up in the mansion, I assume? Soft rays of sunlight stir me from my sleep. My eyes are closed, but I can sense the serenity surrounding me through my skin. The air is cool, as if nudging me to wake. It feels like it's gonna be a beautiful sunny day. Okay, that's not the window. That's not very sunny. I'm lying in bed, my glasses neatly placed next to my pillow. I'm not surrounded by extreme cold, and I don't feel any debris passing down my back. Okay, we're home, yeah. Man, this debris is really soft. It feels like a pillow. I found myself in a room in the Tohno mansion. By force of habit, I put on my glasses before looking around. I take a deep breath, filling my lungs with fresh air. I hear the hands of a clock ticking, offering a rhythm to the chirping of birds outside. The sunlight streaming in through the window is so pure, I can almost hear the rays sparkle. I'm still alive, yes! I return to my normal life. Alright, by this point, Shiki thinks that the serial killer is killed because he thought it was Vlo, but no, it's actually someone else. My thoughts are still a mess, and my joints still ache. But at least things are back to the way they should be. I'm kind of curious how it's going to go from here on, because I expect this is where, I mean, sure, we were locked onto the CL route, and the fight was different, but if you think about it, the core events are still the same, where we beat Vlove, the church is here to do something, and we're still, like, you know, friends with Arkwid and CL, but we don't really... Things are going to start pivoting from things that happened in the Arkwid route, I think. We still have to fight Roa, I think, or maybe we're gonna have a different big bad. I'm not sure, but Roa's still a problem. After witnessing the gruesome vision of hell that was that supernatural encounter, this morning feels like happiness itself. For an insignificant human like me, there's no greater reward than
Ohayo gozaimasu, Shiki-sama.
I knew it. The sudden greeting startles me in an upright position. Alright, I forgot this is the first time Shiki's come home, because in like a day or two, I think, because he had to stay the night with Arkwid the other night. So yeah. I look over to find Hisui standing at attention in front of the door.
Hisui.
I mean, what did you expect? She wakes you up every morning.
Shiki-sama ga nakanaka o kizuki ni nararemasen node.
I still exist. My route's not in this game, but I still exist.
Yeah, こっちこそごめん。
That caught me off guard. My heart's still pounding.
あれ、まだ7時前だけど。
はい。Shiki-samaのお目覚めには少しばかり早い時間です。
だよね。
Huh.
じゃあ、翡翠は何をしに来たんだ？
Hey, did you know I didn't sprain my ankle this time? Fracture actually.
Shiki-samaを起こしに参りました。明葉様から ここ2日間の事情を説明してもらいますので、テコを使ってでも連れてくるように
Alright, by force if
ことづかって
necessary.
おります。
なんだって。
Say what? Akiha, these past 2 days. Explanation. Though I hear the words, it's as if they've lost all meaning. I spent about 10 seconds pondering them, resisting the temptation to abandon rational thought entirely. No matter how hard I try, there are no excuses I can find for the past 2 days. I skipped school, I broke curfew, and I basically went AWOL on Akiha. She was already pretty mad when I didn't make it home before dark. I dread to imagine the fury I'll face this time. Shit! Shiki! That's what I meant to say. Yeah, Shiki, yeah. Shit, I'm a dead man walking! I can't think of anything to say to Akiha that could possibly get me out of this.
あのさ、翡翠。控えめに言って、秋葉のやつ怒ってる。
This is almost
So,
exactly the same thing as last time. I almost made the same exact joke, where it's like, how angry is she? Yes.
それは四季様が直にお確かめください。
I had to help my senpai with something? Hisui sounds coldly unconcerned with my plight. If I had known things would turn out like this, I would have done everything to get back.
いや、ちょっと待った。
You know, last time it was Arkwood, but this time it was CL. Hopefully we're back home in a better condition than we were when we fought with Arkwood. CL seems like she could better take care of someone, like nurse them back to health, than Arkwood, hopefully, I think.
それ以前に、なんで部屋で眠ってるんだ？
I didn't sleep here.
いいえ、四季様はお帰りになられた後、疲れているからと自室でお休みになられたのですが。
I was so tired, I don't remember a thing.
俺が？自分の足でここまで。
はい。昨夜の10時過ぎにご帰宅なされた折、出迎えた姉さんが死ぬほど疲れている。起きるまで起こさないでほしいと言っていると伝言を受けたまわったと。
Is this gonna be some church magic stuff? CL has the ability to manipulate memories to a certain extent, so maybe it is. I don't remember any of that, but I can't imagine Hisui's lying to me. Maybe CL dropped me off at the front gates, and I walked the rest of the way here. After that brutal battle, I probably wasn't totally aware of my surroundings. Bam, bam.
というか、
Actually, I just fought this immortal vampire thing with the immortal senpai. My memories remain fully intact. Arkwood, Vlove, CL, I remember them all. I'll erase your memory of this day. That's what CL told me, but from the looks of it, she let me off the hook. Even so, that doesn't change the fact that CL and Noelle must be long gone now that Vlove has been taken care of. Yes, surely there are no other vampires in the city.
四季様。
ああ、いや、そうだった。思い出した。すぐに行くから、秋葉にはできるだけ落ち着くように言っておいてくれると嬉しいかな。
Alright, out the window we go! We gotta leave! We gotta go,
申し訳あ
Shiki!
りません。善処いたしますが、成果はほぼないものとお考えください。
I see. Things are so bad that not even Hisui and Kohaku's support would work in my favor. I mean, last time we kinda got off easy, so... At any rate, I should get up. I won't get anything done by staying in this bed. Whoa! A mild dizziness washes over me as soon as I stand up. My body's hurt all over. No doubt due to the wounds I suffered last night. I've got all kinds of cuts and bruises, and my muscles ache from overexertion. My skin spasms with every movement, and a low burning pain courses through my body. He did get stabbed in one of his shoulders, I think, so I think it was his left shoulder? By one of the icicles? Yeah. Of course, if there's anything I should be surprised about, it's the fact that I lived to see another morning. Yeah, you know what, Shiki? You didn't have a single death moment in the fight against Vlove in the rematch. I'm surprised. Meanwhile, we died several times when we were with Arkwood. I guess working with CL is just that much safer. Holy crap, this day is so much longer than Arkwood's, and it was already a really long as hell day. Woo! Okay, actually all of these are pretty long. Anyways. It's a wonder I survived, considering all the reckless stuff I did.
四季様。
ごめん、ちょっと立ちくらみ。着替えたら行くから、翡翠は先に行っててくれ。大丈夫、すっぽかしたりしないから。
I don't know what my I don't know what I saw. Maybe it was some kind of dyslexia. I got a little faint when I thought of Akiya. That's what I read, or that's the first thing I thought of, and I'm like, yeah, that also makes sense.
はい。それではお待ちしております。
Isui bows deeply and leaves the room. It's Sunday, so there's no school today. I take off the uniform that I've been wearing since yesterday and change into regular clothes. I'm not excited for what's about to come, but I brought this on myself. All I can do is brace myself as best as I can for my audience with Her Royal Highness Akiya. Come to think of it, in this moment, this is where I believe I thought this is when I ran into the room that ended up killing me. But looking on the left side, no, it was not. It was a later day. It was, I think, Mystic Eyes of Death Perception. So, I don't know. Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to there eventually. Oh god, I'm scared. I'm always scared of her. Ah! We don't need a cane this time. I go down to the first floor, pass through the lobby lit brightly by the morning sun, and arrive at the east wing. On the other side of this door is a terrifying demon, eagerly awaiting to hear her pitiful brother's excuses. Damn, Shiki. You know, treating her like a demon is just gonna reinforce her treating you like she's a demon. Nah, this is no time to be whimpering like a fool. Regardless of the circumstances, I skipped school and didn't come home. It's only natural that Akiya would want an explanation. I should... Okay. Well... I guess since I'm gonna do all the choices, I'll apologize properly first. Go through them in order. I can't tell her about Arkwid or Vlove. It just sounded like a bunch of nonsense, and I shouldn't get Akiya involved in this mess anyway. So the truth is a no-go. Oh, I'm gonna do that for sure. But at the very least, I owe her an earnest apology. Good morning. I take a deep breath and open the door to the parlor.
Ohayo gozaimasu, Nii-san. 不思議と、ずいぶん久しぶりな気がしますね。
It feels like it's been days. Because it has. Akiya sets her fiery gaze on me, communicating loud and clear just how angry she is. Her hostility is already at full strength.
Yeah. Ohayo, Akiya.
挨拶は結構ですから、そこに座ってください。いろいろと長くなるはずですものね。
I'm just like thinking, why are you pointing at the table? And why is there like one of those Seiza pillows? There's an absolute irresistible force in Akiya's words that shut me down. Yet I see a glint in her eyes that suggests that she's enjoying this. They're glowing as if this is her long-awaited opportunity to lock up a criminal she's been chasing for years.
Nii-san?
Yeah. All thoughts of escape have dispersed by Akiya's glower. I endure the pain surging through my body and sit down on the sofa. Yeah, I'm sitting, yeah.
言わずともわかります。妙な態度でこちらの規制をそがないでください。卑怯です。
なんで卑怯なんだ？
卑怯です。
卑怯でしょ。そんな顔をされたら気が緩む。
Akiya stops herself mid-sentence with a cough, then sharpens her glare further yet.
兄さん、早速ですが、おとといと昨日のお話を聞かせていただけませんか？
I wonder how many times in a day, Akiya looks at Shiki and thinks, not related by blood. Akiya composes herself, elegantly taking her teacup into her hand. Although she phrased it like a question, it's unmistakably a command. But as her older brother, I can't let her know about what happened. I'd rather she hate me than have to worry about me.
それなんだけど、アキヤ。
はい。なんでしょう。
率直に言って、事情は説明できないんだ。
Oh, something's gonna snap. Oh, okay, yeah. A lot of this is the same. Like, Almost exactly the same, to be honest. The shattering of porcelain fills the room as Akia's teacup falls from her hand onto the table. No, I'd be more accurate to say that she deliberately dropped it. Yeah, this is exactly the same. I remember the scene exactly.
ああ、ごめんなさい、スイ。片付けてもらえる？
It feels weird to repeat it, but I can't skip any of it, so I'll just keep talking. I don't know when it'll differ. I'm sorry, but the game won't let me skip. Without another word, he begins cleaning up the spilled tea and shards of exorbitantly expensive-looking teacup. I look on awkwardly while Akia's stares continue to pierce through me. Hisui finishes cleaning and goes into the kitchen.
それで、兄さん。
Shiki?
何？
この2日間の出来事を詳しく話していただけますか？
Reverse! Reset! Arcana! Reversal! Aki is not giving up. She's still trying to get me to talk. But there's no way I can tell her what happened. Not only for my sake, but for hers too. Demon dogs! Fire Hotel! They chose that scene because that way it's the same as the Arkwood Route one. Akiha can never know the truth.
アキハには余計な心配をさせて悪かったと思ってる。連絡を入れなかったことも謝る。だけど、話せないことは話せない。
I do understand that we're on a different route now, and technically some things will be a little bit different because Shiki basically spent most of the time beating Vlove with CL instead of Arkwood this time. But like the thing is, I kind of wish they let me skip the very, very identical stuff.
私に悪いと思っているのに話せないんですね。兄さんは。
It's private.
弁明もしないのですか？
いや、
There's a lot of stuff I'd love to clarify, but
言い訳のしようがないので。でも、この2日間、悪いことはしていない。そう信じたい。
I can only describe these past 2 days as an endless flurry of death and carnage. But I want to believe that I made the right choice. I got to help Arkwood, of course, but I don't regret any of the choices I made these past 2 days. Even killing Arkwood? Even if we weren't fast enough to save everyone, there'll be no more talk of the blood-drained murder victims on the nightly news.
ごめんな、アキハ。迷惑をかけるけど、これ以上は聞かないでくれ。
Akia stares deep into my eyes. It's the exact same! An uncomfortable silence fills the space between us.
そうですね。考えてみれば、兄さんにも事情があるのでしょうし、私がそれに深く干渉することはできませんものね。
悪い。そう言ってもらえると助かる。
You still have a curfew though. I control your allowance.
わかりました。この件に関して、これ以上の追及は勘弁して差し上げます。連絡をいただけなかった点については、私にも落ち度がありますから。
Yeah, because I totally stole your cell phone.
落ち度なんて、
yeah.
そんなのアキハにないだろ。
携帯電話を取り上げたのは私です。あれがあれば、ズボラな兄さんでも連絡ぐらいはしたのではありませんか。
Even a bore such as yourself. I probably commented on that last time, but it's kind of funny. Looks like she doesn't know that my phone was secretly returned to me quite some time ago.
ですが、それも今回だけです。今後はこのようなことは控えてください。兄さんは遠野家の唯一の男性なんですから、もう少しご自分の立場を理解していただかないと困ります。良くない外聞が広まってしまったら、遠野家の今後の人付き合いにも影響がありますし。
いやー、それこそ問題ないだろう。俺が何しようと興味も持たないって。
Yes, our relatives related by blood.
だいたい遠野の跡取りは秋葉なんだから、家のことを思うなら俺をよそに出すなり、遠野の家にふさわしい婿養子でも見つければいいのに。
Oh yeah, who's it gonna be, Akia? Who's it gonna be? I'm met with silence once more. I wonder what might have caused it this time.
どうした？気分でも悪いのか？
結構です。私を気遣う余裕があるのでしたら、ご自分の体調を気にしてください。慢性的な貧血持ちなんですから、兄さん。
She's right. I do collapse frequently due to my anemia.
ともかく、あまりお一人で屋敷を出ないでください。そうでなくとも、近頃の町は物騒なんです。 兄さんみたいにぼーっとしている人は通り魔に襲ってくださいと言っているようなものなんですから。
Don't worry, that won't happen. I already killed him.
それなら大丈夫。あんな事件二度と起きないよ。
Our town had been beset by a serial killer. Called a modern-day vampire in the news, the killer lurked in the darkness, striking terror into the hearts of men. No suspects have been found. But all of this is in the past now.
吸血鬼はいないってことだよ。その犯人はもう捕まったんだ。
そうなんですか。それは良い知らせですが、兄さんよくそんなことを知っていますね。
ああ、たまたま逮捕現場に居合わせたというか。
Saying those words makes me smile wryly. It's technically the truth, one born of an incredible series of coincidences. So much has happened during these 2 days I spent with Arkwood. Thinking back on it, it still feels like a dream, but at any rate, the monster that made its nest in this town is gone, surely gone. I can't deny being somewhat proud of my involvement.
兄さん、どうしたんです？急に嬉しそうな顔をして。
別に。ただ、終わったんだなって。
The weight lifted from my chest as I say those words puts a smile on my face. Ultimately, it seems that Akia has accepted my excuses. I thank her as I stand up.
いや、安心したらお腹が減ってきた。朝食をもらってきてもいい？
私に許可を求める必要はありません。朝食まで管理する気はありませんから、ご自由にとってください。琥珀なら厨房で朝食の支度をしているでしょうし。
サンキュー。じゃあ遠慮なく。
Oh, is she gonna do the 8 thing again? I make head for the door and then... A wave of dizziness hits me again. Oh, dizziness. This is bad. My fatigue and fever seem to have gotten worse.
待ってください、兄さん。先ほどから顔色が優れないようでしたが、今のではっきりしました。
I need a
今朝
little
は
bit more
特に
sleep.
調
Please
子
leave
が
me
悪いの
alone.
ではないですか？
ああ、実は少し熱っぽい。
Oh, no. 8! I almost said it was nothing, but there's no point in acting tough. They probably just make Akia worry even more anyway.
そう謝る必要はありません。お体が優れないのは兄さんのせいではないでしょう。琥珀は朝食の支度をしていますから、荒木先生を呼びましょうか。翡翠、連絡をお願い。今朝は楼閣の方にいるはずよ。
Oh! Wait, this time we see Dr. Arak? Oh, last time we had a choice. That's interesting. And we had a choice in all 3 routes. Interesting.
かしこまりました。
Why is
荒
there
木先生っ
difference?
て、あの人を呼んでどうするんだよ。というか、
That is
いるの？
interesting.
あの博士。
Glad to see that there is a difference.
兄さん、くれぐれも先生を博士などと呼ばないように。調子に乗ってしばらく正気を失いますから。
Yeah, she's really weird. Don't make her even more weird.
荒木先生は昨夜うちに泊まっていたんです。まだ帰っていないようだし、兄さんの体を見てもらいましょう。
Oh, I thought she lived in the mansion.
あの方、
Never mind.
ああ見えて外科の医師でもあるんです。ここで暮らすのなら頻繁に会う人ですから、これを機に親睦を深めてください。
Time to do some surgery on you, Shiki.
外科。
You're not the only one that can cut people. I'm about to say I'm not injured, but I stop myself. After all, I have 100 abrasions underneath these clothes. The problem is that if I get examined here, Akia will find out about them.
診察なら俺の方から行くよ。あの人、楼閣にいるんだな。
Wait, we have an annex?
ここで結構です。楼閣は遠いですから。すぐに来ますから、軽く熱と脈拍を測ってもらいなさい。解熱剤は、いえ、薬なら琥珀に頼んだ方がいいかしら。
I love how they have to split it up between Kohaku and Dr. Arak.
兄さん、何ですかそんなにそわそわして。まさかその年になって診察が苦手なんですか？
It's because of Dr. Arak. She's weird.
診察には慣れている。そういうことじゃなくて。
I go to the doctor all the time for my anemia.
はあ。では、荒木先生が苦手とか？
Yeah, because according to Dennis's theories, she's making all these weird things.
苦手というか、 ついていけない系だろ、あの人は。だからそういう話でもなくて。
Oh, there was also a spider at the end of the scene, if I recall, against the fight with Ciel and Vlov.
では何だというのです。不満があるのでしたら、はっきりと口にしたらどうですか？
Everything! Voice my concerns clearly. Be careful what you wish for.
ここで服脱いでいいのか？俺、診察の時は全部脱ぐけど。
全部って、つまり全裸ですか？
Not related by blood! No, I'm not a pervert. Looks like I didn't explain myself very well.
いや、さすがに全裸にはならないだろう。普通は上だけ。
What are you thinking, Akiha? What are you thinking?
ですよね。上着だけということでしょうか。
I make a face that says, what else could there be? Akiha gets up from the sofa without another word and heads towards the door. She seems to have gotten the message. I don't know if I've ever seen her like this. Bent over like, okay.
席を外しますから、診察が終わり次第食堂にどうぞ。私は午後から外せない会食があるので外出しますが、私が留守だからといって羽目を外さないようお願いします。
Woohoo! Free pass! Goodbye, Akiha. Akiha leaves the room. What a relief. Whew, that was a little awkward. Well, looks like I'll be able to get through this without Akiha finding out about my injuries. Alrighty, we're gonna see Dr. Rock in the next scene. She always pops up very, very suddenly. Yeah, so now I should be able to... Yep, that was this scene. This is a new one. You can see your face like, ah! Okay, so I'll go back and try out the other options. Once again, they were very, very similar. So, I don't know how much I'm gonna keep everything in just because it's not letting me skip it. But, you know, I don't really know what else to say. There's nothing I can do at this point but try and gloss over the situation. She'd never take me seriously if I started to go on about vampires. The best I can do is keep the lies to a minimum while also avoiding telling her the truth. Alright, here goes. I take a deep breath and open the door to the parlor. Good morning.
おはようございます、兄さん。不思議と、ずいぶん久しぶりな気がしますね。
Alright, this plays out the exact same. Yep, just as I expected. The big boss is waiting for me on the other side of the door.
ああ、おはよう、アキハ。
挨拶は結構ですから、そこに座ってください。いろいろと長くなるはずですものね。
That smile makes me want nothing more than to crawl back into bed. I'm not standing before the jaws of death. I've already been swallowed whole. I picked the wrong route. My only... Go, abort! Go back to the flowchart! My only recourse now is to go back to bed and reload my last save.
兄さん。
Whoa, God. Oh, yeah.
座りますと。
Yeah, go back, go back. Okay, it's you're right here. Yeah, in the beginning of the day, chapter 6. All thoughts of escape have been dispersed by Akiha's glower. Yeah. Oh, okay. I endure the pain surging through my body and sit on the sofa.
座りましたよ。
And she's gonna be like,
言わずともわかります。
yeah, don't try to detract from the serious. Okay. So this part is kind of similar.
卑怯でしょ。
Yeah. Akiha stops herself mid-sentence with a cough and sharpens her glare yet further. Okay.
兄さん、早速ですが、一昨日と昨日のお話を聞かせていただけませんか？
What excuse do you have this time? Last time he said he was helping a friend, and this time he could use the same excuse. Akiha composes herself, elegantly taking her teacup into her hand. Although she asked if I could tell her, the question was unmistakably a command. Okay, it's gonna be like the same
それなんだ
thing.
けど、アキハ。
Alright, what is it?
はい。なんでしょう。
ちょっとした知り合いにばったり再会してさ、観光がしたいって言うから、いろいろ案内してたんだ。
It's the same thing! Okay, it's the same thing as the other one. I thought it'd be senpai related.
ちょっとした知り合いですか。
Was it a girl?
そう。最近知り合ったやつなんだけど、一日だけでいいから観光名所を回りたいとか言い出して、気がつけば湾岸の埋め立て地あたりまで遠出したというか。
なるほど。 久しぶりに会ったご友人に気軽に頼まれたぐらいで無断欠席および無断外泊をしたと。
Okay, time to dox them. Gotta find out everything about them.
先日の件といい、何の得にもならない人助けがお好きなんですね、兄さん。
Akia stares ice cold. It looks like she's more baffled than angry at this point. To be honest, I'm not sure by my explanation either.
それで誰なんですか？
Vampire.
え？
その知り合いというのはどのような人物なのかと聞いたんです、私は。
It's Arihiko? Akia looks straight at me. It feels like she's telling me I've got zero chance of BSing my way out of this one.
いやー、どのような人物と言われても
It's a very pretty lady.
一言では説明できないというか。
Is she even a person?
そう、言えないということは後ろめたいことがあるということよ、兄さん。
Her eyes pierce right through my soul. I get the sense that looking away will only give Akia the upper hand, so I resolutely meet her gaze. This might be completely unrelated to the situation at hand, but looking at her now, she's nothing like the little girl I used to know. Her posture is straight and dignified, her speech clear, her eyes unwavering. My familial bias aside, I find myself moved by the fact that she's grown into a genuine beauty.
うん。けど、それはそれとして、アキハ。
なんでしょう、もう少し説得力のある弁明を思いつきましたか？
Have you made your final words?
いや、お前割とガタイがいいんだな。細いのに硬そうで、滑らかな陶器みたいだ。
Not related by blood. Huh. A loud thump jostles the table. Akia's legs bump into it as she jumps to her feet.
ガタイって何の話です？私の肉付きの話ですか？
いや、骨格の話なんだけど。肩口とか着物が似合いそうだなって。
Okay, this is a little bit different. Thank you, but let's not get off topic. Seeming to accept my answer, Akia gracefully sits back down on the sofa.
わかんないやつだな。今の驚くところか。
驚くところです。話がつながっていなかったでしょ。
She sighs, shrugging her shoulders in exasperation.
もういいわ。兄さんには真面目に答えようとする気がないようですから。
そんなことないぞ。そもそもアキハに嘘はつかないし。
I'm just not a truther. Whoops. Now the mistress of the house looks like she wants to pull my tongue out.
そりゃ黙秘ぐらいはさせてもらうけど。でも誓って嘘は言わない。今回は説明しづらいことだったんだよ。
Which was why my explanation was full of holes and sounded dubious at best.
まったく、昔から誠実なんだか不誠実なんだかつかめない人なんですから。
俺、子供の頃の自分ってよく覚えてないんだけど。
That was like 17 years ago.
覚えてなくていいです。
I don't know about
なん
this.
か私も変わってない。
She's saying that no matter how long it passes, she still has a soft spot for Shiki.
どうせこうなると分かっているのに問い詰めるなんて成長がないのかしら。わかりました。この件に関してこれ以上の追及は勘弁して差し上げます。
Woohoo,
連
you
絡をい
passed,
ただけなかった点につ
passed
い
the
ては
boss. Okay,
落
this
ち度なんて
could be the
そんなの
same.
アキハにないだろ。
It's not letting me skip. I took your phone. Alright, cool. Alright, so that leads into that section, which will lead into Dr. Arak. Now we just have the tell the truth and nothing but the truth choice. Tell her the truth. I should tell her the truth. I don't want to lie to Akiha, and some half-hearted attempt to dodge the question isn't going to work on her anyway. If I speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth, down to the tiniest detail, she'll understand. Maybe.
よし、行こう。
Sincerity is my best shot at getting through this. I breathe deep and open the door to the parlor. I really wish that it could have... I've already complained about it
お
so
は
many
ようご
times.
ざいます兄さん。不思議とずいぶん久しぶりな気が。
I didn't even have to tell him to sit down this time.
おはよう、アキハ。
Okay, it's business time. I'll tell you the entire story. I sat down across from Akiha, letting her angry glare glance off me.
いつになく凛々しいですね。てっきりここ数日の素行の悪さを反省し、萎縮していらっしゃると思ったのです。
I kind of expected you to choose one of the other two routes.
もちろん反省はしている。だからちゃんと正直に話そうと思って。
A confessional.
そうですか。正直なのはいいことです。普段からぜひそうしてください。では、ここ2日間、どこで何をなさっていたのか、兄さんからご説明いただけるんですね。
Is it gonna be like the 20-word explanation he had last time? I nod my head yes. Akia nods back daintily, but she looks like a bird bobbing its head.
話すと長いから簡潔に説明
It's
する。
the exact same thing.
俺はこの2日間、吸血鬼を退治していたんだ。宗谷で連続殺人が起きているのは知ってるだろう。その犯人が吸血鬼だったんだけど、偶然知り合ったいい吸血鬼に助けられてさ。
Man, since we know that from the other route that Akia is actually, you know, she actively antagonizes the church, that means that she knows what the church is capable of, so she probably already knows all this vampire stuff too. Especially since the culprit is her brother.
そのままなし崩しでそいつに協力して悪い吸血鬼と戦ったんだよ。
Wait, why do you owe her a favor? I kinda sliced her into 17 pieces. Akia is perfectly frozen in place. An understandable reaction. I can already imagine how this will go a few seconds from now.
バカにしてるんですか、兄さんは。
It's the same thing. Oh.
いいでしょう。
What the frick? It let me skip through this?
これ以上の追求は
But
いたしま
not
せ
the
ん。
other ones? I guess the rest is completely identical.
落ち度なんてそんなの秋葉にないだろ。
Wait, I can't skip it no more. What? wait. I'm just gonna go back here to test and see if I can, how much further I can
落
skip.
ち度なんてそんなの秋葉にないだろ。
Why did it, what's different here? What? It was just one line. It skipped until that one line. Why? Okay, so we're back to this spot where we can probably do something new. We're seeing Dr. Rock, but this time it's in the parlor, and this time I'm like ultra sus of her due to the fact that we saw a spider at the end of the fight in this scene. Okay, what to expect? Ta-da! After about 10 minutes, I see a rock approaching through the window, facing the courtyard. She cheerfully cuts across the grass. Someone seems to be in good mood. But she's coming from the courtyard. Does that mean the annex is outside the mansion proper? Ta-da! I knew it.
朝から体をいじってほしいとか？しきちゃんったら超いいんだ。私、シチューみたいにたぎった思春期少年病の餌食になっちゃうのかしら？
Oh my god, why? You know, I have like very mixed feelings about Noelle, but a lot of my feelings towards Dr. Rock are just like, no, get her away from me! A rock enters the parlor straight from the terrace instead of going through the mansion.
すみません。別に悪いところはないし、めまいも収まったんで、帰ってもらっていいですか？
Alright, Shiki's like, in this route, I actually don't want the checkup. I don't want you to look at me because I have all these injuries, so I'll just pretend I'm not injured.
ああ、しきちゃんったら堅物ちゃん。身持ち硬いとか今時流行んない。でも、そんなところが一流のサバイバーなのかしら？情弱死すべしな世の中ですし、目の前のごちそうをホイホイ絡ませてたら玉がいくつあっても足りないってことかしら。さすが雑食動物、本能のように否認してる。
She chatters away as she approaches the sofa where I'm seated. She walks away with the subtlety of a runway, swaying her chest and hips in exaggerated fashion. Yet oddly, her footsteps make no sound, almost like a ninja. I still don't know her too well, so I can't really say, but she seems perfectly enthusiastic today. Or maybe I'm just hoping that this isn't her norm.
はい、それじゃあ患部を出してね、すぐ出してね、ちょっとサバサバするわね。
I recognize her saying that line actually.
上着だけ飲む？脈拍と心音だけ見てくれってこと？
Yes, and nothing else, please.
ああ、それはダメ。嘘は良くないわよ。しきちゃん、 全身悪いところだらけじゃない。膝、足首、肘、腰回りもちゃんとケアしとかないとね。
Hearing this makes me sit up straight without thinking. It seems I need to get a serious reassessment of Professor Rock. I still have my clothes on, so that means she was able to detect all of that just by touching me?
それはわかります。プロだもん。
You can read my mind by just touching me?
しきちゃんが生まれる前から。甘い言い過ぎか。しきちゃんがこんな小さい時から人体見てるのよ。ぶっちゃけ顔色見ただけで内臓のダメージまで分かったわよ。はーい、そういうわけなんでおとなしくパッツになってね。湿布は邪魔くさいだろうからできるだけ軟膏で済ませてあげる。あとは点滴ね、栄養剤。とにかくいろいろ足りてないでしょ。
We didn't get that much in the other route, did we?
はい。いや、パンツになるって。
パンツはパンツじゃん。要はパンツだけになれって話。
No, strip!
トシちゃんそれで退出してるんでしょ。いいじゃんパンイチ、私好きだな。なんなら全裸でもいいわよ。
お酒飲んでませんよね。
飲んでないわよ。私いつも真剣だもん。と言いたいところだけど実はハイなの。すごくハイ。
Why?
昨日の夜から脳内麻薬分泌しまくり。私生活が充実してきたっていうの。ここのところルーチンワークばっかりだったからさ、やっぱり生活には波乱が必要よね。そのあたりしきちゃんには大感謝だから、今朝は特別にきっちり見てあげましょう。
Look how long this line was. It took up half the screen. But, so she says that her brain has been firing endorphins at full blast since last night. And we know what happened last night. I'm so sus of you!
っていつの間にか脱げてる。
Oh, look at that! You got the Shiki fan service! Dr. Rock has already gotten my shirt off somehow. Just how experienced is she? There's no point in resisting. It would only delay the inevitable. I settle on not getting stripped completely naked and do my best to dodge Professor Rock's magical fingers. Ah, she is the handyman. Emphasis on hand. The whole thing takes about 10 minutes. She applies an ointment to the areas where the inflammation was particularly bad and wrapped tape around my joints. It's not the most elaborate treatment, but I feel much better already. If only she could keep her mouth shut, she'd be a great doctor.
でも器用に怪我したものね。肩甲骨のあたりとかちょっと普通じゃない感じ。
I tripped?
喧嘩の相手は一人や二人じゃなかったの？というか刃物持ち出してない相手。
I tripped on someone holding a knife, yes.
いや、そんなことはないですけど。すみません、アラク博士。このことはアキハには黙っていてもらえますか？
博士！
Oh, no, no, you said the P word, no!
博士と言ってくれたしきちゃんのお願いなら何でもだいたい3割ぐらいまで聞いちゃう。
30% of it? I'm glad she agreed to keep quiet, but 30% seems rather low.
でも、本当に昨日は何をしていたのかしら？
You already know.
しきちゃん右手側だけ怪我してないし、もしかして誰かと一緒だった？その人が隣にいたから片側だけスキンガードされてたとか？
That is very specific.
別にそんなことはありません。一人でした、ずっと。
まあいいけど。もし他に怪我しちゃった人がいたら教えてね。しきちゃんがこれだと一緒にいた人もひどい怪我してそうだし、浅い傷口でも感染症だってあるし、本
Look at
人が
this
平気
smug
だ
as
と思っ
fuck
ても
grin.
毒はゆっくり回っていくものだしね。
What could be squirming inside? Oh, I could press the wrong button. At this, I remember how CL covered me as she fought. Professor Rock was right on the money. CL looked fine, but the injuries she sustained were many times greater than mine.
ま、しきちゃんが一人だったっていうならいっか。でもまだ体力は戻らないわよね。よし、後で点滴でもしとこっか。せっかくしきちゃん用の点滴パックを預かってるわけですし、バンバン使って在庫なくさないと、トーシちゃんから次のお小遣いがもらえないっていうか。
He's abusing the system.
そんなわけで、食後は部屋でウルトラ点滴タイム決定。 1時間ぐらいかかるから午前中開けておいてね。それじゃ、じゃ
It's IV time after breakfast, so not now. Oh boy. I don't want her to inject anything in me. I'm really scared of Dr. Arak. She scuttles out of the room. Why couldn't they name her something else? Why did they have to name her Arak? That like has no other connotation other than with like spiders. If that's a real name, I'm sorry, but like I just keep thinking of spiders. Why always spiders? Stop! It's been 20 minutes after Akiya left. I should get to the dining room and have breakfast. I kept Kohaku waiting long enough. Isn't Kohaku also supposed to give me medicine? I think so? Okay, so to breakfast we go. Never mind, we're done with breakfast. Now that I have breakfast, it's time to get to the IV from Professor Arak. Huh. So I guess because Dr. Arak was a witness to the crime scene this time, she's taking different actions. So here we're actually going to get an IV, while in the last time she was just chatting with us. Interesting. Okay. I lied down during the process and accidentally doze off. Oh, no, don't sleep around Dr. Arak. Professor Arak leaves the mansion once the IV drip was finished. The clock now reads noon. I feel a lot better now, thanks to her. If nothing else, I shouldn't have any problems walking. I won't be able to go all that far, but where should I spend the afternoon? Ah! Oh, we can go see Ciel's apartment. I don't think that... Why would Akiya let that... Let's walk around the garden. I wonder if it's gonna be the same as last time. I take a walk in the garden. It's been a few days since I returned to the mansion, but I haven't walked around the garden even once. I should see how it compares to my memories from 7 years ago. You know, I'm just gonna name this chapter Déjà Vu because we're doing so many of the same things. It's kind of funny because at the beginning of the episode, I was like, wow, I think this is where we're gonna start doing stuff a lot differently. Nope. If I head into the lobby, I could go to the courtyard through the exit behind the main stairs. Oh, it's gonna be the same as last time? It seems similar. I walk onto the terrace. It's the same terrace that stretched beyond the parlor. When we were younger, this area was Akiya's space whenever the weather was nice. But really, it wasn't so much her space as it was the edge of her territory. Akiya didn't venture into the garden on her own. This terrace was as far as she could go. That's right. I think she wanted me to come by here whenever we went out to play. She said it was unfair if we went to play in the forest by ourselves, or something. Which meant that it was my role to take Akiya into the woods and then shoulder the subsequent scolding. I moved from the terrace to the garden. In the eyes of a child, the garden looks like a stretch on forever. Now that I'm older and taller, I can grasp it in its entirety. There are fewer flowers than there were 7 years ago, but the general atmosphere of the courtyard still hasn't changed a bit. After about 10 minutes of leisurely strolling, I reach the gazebo. Oh, it's gonna be the same where it's like, oh, we see writing of Shiki doing something. Ooh. All that lies beyond is a dense forest. Being mindful not to overexert my legs, I decide to end my walk here. This place makes me feel like I've left Japan. I lean against the handrail and admire the vast garden in all of its autumn splendor. From out here, the mansion feels closer to the castle. I feel so out of place in the picturesque scene that I can't help but force a smile. The only people who look at the home in a place like this are Akiha. Oh, he thinks of Ciel this time. That's a little different. The astonishing, beautiful vampire, and the fellow student clad in gallant armor. I wonder what happened to the two of them afterwards. Arkwood was hostile to Ciel, while Ciel, given her position, would likely consider Arkwood an enemy. I can only hope that they went their separate ways without accident. Whatever happened, it's all over now. Ciel's objective was to take down Vlove, so she has no real reason to stay in Soya anymore. He's basically feeling the same way he felt towards Arkwood, but towards Ciel this time. That's why it's pointless to think back on all that's happened.
そうだ、それでいいんだ。もうあんな無茶をしなくていいんだから。
I stopped myself short. Why bother telling myself a lie that I would never buy? Even now, I have all these lingering feelings. My gratitude towards CL, my hope for what could have been. It's the same with Arcuid. Although she brought me nothing but trouble, our time together was, well, it was fun.
バカか俺は。先輩はともかく、あいつはどうでもいいじゃないか。
She almost got me killed. Why can't I get her out of my head? Why would I want to go through something like that ever again? I sigh and leave the gazebo behind. I take my time on the way back too, wandering aimlessly through the garden. But my regrets refuse to set with the sun, and my thoughts continue to wander long after the light has faded from the horizon. That's probably gonna lead to like going to bed or something. Yeah, it is a nighttime. And I think this day is going to be very similar to the other one where we just kind of go back. Is this a different scene now? Yes, it is. In that case, I'm going to do the other choices now. Let's take a walk around the mansion. Oh, they're letting me skip this because it's exactly the same with Goto Saiki. Oh, right. Oh, right. This leads into the garden scene as well. All right, that stuff is exactly the same. This time it will be very different. I could go to CL's apartment.
ダメ元で行ってみても罰は当たらないよな。
Miss Noel said that they would leave the town once the vampire was eliminated. But it hasn't even been a day yet. It takes time to move, so I think there's a good chance that CL would still be at her apartment. I tell Hisui that I'm going out for a bit, and she dutifully sees me off at the gates. I am still surprised they let Shiki out.
シキ様、お帰りは何時頃でしょうか。
すぐに帰ってくる。知り合いの家にお礼を言いに行くだけだから。
You know, my acquaintance.
かしこまりました。それでは行ってらっしゃいませ。
I kind of forgot what the other choices on the other route were, because we also got to go out. So one of them was to see the scene of the crime. Oh wow, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, by scene of the crime, I mean the battlefield. It's huge. Change the common sense. I leave the mansion, walk down the hill, and go through the residential district before arriving at the north exit of the station. Not even a full day has passed since last night's events. The area is surrounded by do not enter signs and an abundance of security personnel. It feels weirdly excessive with one guard stationed every 5 meters or so. Even a cat would have trouble sneaking in. I can't get any closer to the site, but I have no more business with that pile of rubble. CL's apartment is on the opposite side of the station in the residential area, full of buildings from bygone eras. Bing bong. Will she answer? I ring the doorbell, but no one answers. Ah, she's already gone. They work fast. It was pointless to come here. CL is long gone. But she didn't leave that quickly when Vlov was killed in the other ending. She still stuck around until we got to Roa. Not in the mood to go straight home, I killed time aimlessly wandering around the north exit. I couldn't work up the courage to ask the person living next door if their neighbor had moved. I was afraid that the answer would mark the end of a relationship I hold dear. As I utterly watch the throngs of people passing by, I think about when I first met Arcuid. If I had never met her, I probably never would have known who CL really was. That is true, yeah.
いや、違う。
But you still slice someone into 17
あいつ
pieces.
と出会ってなかったら、先輩がどんな人なのかも知らないままだった。
She would have been just another student who suddenly disappeared, rather than someone special to me who I'd suddenly lost. The least painful option, without a doubt, would be not knowing anything about this at all. But,
でも、
looking back, it wasn't all that bad. The astonishingly beautiful vampire, and the fellow student clad in gallant armor. I wonder what would have happened to the two of them afterwards. Arkwid hated CL, and CL, given her position, would have considered Arkwid an enemy. Oh wow, this is the same exact text. I can only hope that they went their separate ways without incident.
バカだな。なんでそんな心配をしてるんだ。
Whatever happened, it's all over now. CL's objective was to take down Vlo, so she has no reason to stay in the Soya anymore. That's why it's pointless to think back on all that's happened.
そうだ。それでいいんだ。もうあんな無茶をしなくていいんだから。
I stopped myself short. Why bother telling myself a lie that I would never buy? Even now, I have all these lingering feelings. My gratitude to CL, my hopes for what could have been, is the same as the other route with Arkwid. Although she brought me nothing but trouble, okay, yeah, it was the same thing.
バカか俺は。
Same thing, different scenery.
先輩
What
は
am I,
ともかく
stupid?
あいつ
She almost got me killed. Why can't I get her out of my head? Remember how Vlov nearly killed you? Why would you want to go through something like that ever again? I sigh and rise to my
もう
feet,
すぐ夕方だ。屋敷に戻ろう。
shaking my head to clear my thoughts. I leave the busy streets behind me. Alright, so I wonder how long they'll let me skip. Okay, it seems like up to here. My afternoon wasn't all that eventful in the end. After absentmindedly wasting some time in my room, it didn't take long for dinner time to come around.
なんだろう。体中だるいな。
Because you went outside! Even though you technically didn't go outside in some of the other routes, but either way, I try to shake off the fatigue weighing down on me like a cold. It must be the after effects of all the excitement of the past few days. Now that things are calm again, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm sure another night's rest will put my mind in order. Go to sleep, Shiki. You have a lot of homework that you didn't do yet, but don't worry about it too much. Aki is seated in the dining room with Kohaku at attention behind her, while Hisui has taken her position behind me. Kohaku has prepared a traditional Japanese dinner. The main dish is shiitake mushrooms, bigger, and probably more expensive than I've ever seen. They're stuffed with meat, but overall the meal is on the healthy side. Oh, that sounds so good. Shiitake mushrooms are amazing. Akiya, wearing a bored expression, stabs one of her mushrooms with her fork. She brings it to her mouth without any comment on the food. She just returned to the mansion about an hour ago. Apparently, some unexpected problems arose, and she had to dedicate most of her day dealing with them.
翡翠、念のため聞いておくけど。
Oh, we have already
う
seen
ち
this
の
as
夕食
well.
って死後現金だったっけ？
He's like, I can hear you, Shiki. I can hear you. I keep my voice to a soft whisper so that Akiya doesn't hear.
いいえ、親族の皆様間での談話は自由に行われておりました。
じゃあ、アキハが黙っているのは単に機嫌が悪いだけ。
Always in a bad
申し訳あ
mood.
りません。私には分かりかねます。あくまで憶測ですが、秋葉様はお疲れなのではないでしょうか。
Wait, I think I probably mentioned this the first time I saw this, but why is exhausted on a different line? I can hear you!
そりゃそうだよな。
I can hear
いつも
you!
不機嫌だけど、今は特にご機嫌斜めだし。ほんと、ご苦労様だこと。
She looks so uncomfortable, like, Shiki, I can hear you. I should probably give her some space to relax since her Sunday was ruined by extenuating circumstances. I know better than to try to throw out a random topic. Yeah, it's best to let sleepy Akihas lie. I forgot to read. I nod in sympathy.
聞こえていましたよ、兄さん。別に午後の視察で疲れているわけではありません。食事は静粛にが当家のマナーですから。
Wait, but Hisui just said, no, don't listen to her. She glares at me sharply. I'm not surprised that she saw me talk to Hisui, but the fact that she could actually overheard what we talked about is just terrifying. Just how good is her hearing? It's that blood.
もっとも、それも過去の話ですが、どうしても話がある。今日一日の出来事を語り合いたいというのであれば、その限りではありません。
Nodding in acknowledgement, I resume eating. Yeah, not gonna touch that. Since I had a small breakfast and lunch, I worked up a reasonable appetite for dinner. My compliments to the chef Kohaku. These mushrooms are one of the most delicious things I've ever tasted. I took Kohaku as much, which she takes in stride.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
ですが、この勝利は当然なのです。今夜の食材は産地直送。
恐れ多くも天皇陛下にもご献上されている一品ですもの。
Damn, Akiha literally eating like royalty. I was right. These are expensive shiitake mushrooms indeed.
それで私の仕事ぶりをいたわってくれた兄さんは午後の休みをどのように過ごされたのです？
ああ、俺のことか。午後は散歩に出て、部屋に戻ってからはずっとベッドで横になってた。
それはまた貧血ですか？
いや、考え事をしていたら夜になっていただけだ。
I feel fine.
体の調子は悪くないよ。
つまり無意に時間を浪費したということですね。
Oh, bet your ass I did.
そんなくだらないことを堂々と口にしないでください。私は何とも思いませんが、他の人が聞けば笑い物になるだけですから。
It's not about them. I have no way of rebuting her merciless words. I'm curious about something she said.
確かに自堕落に思われる発言だった。というか自堕落だった。反省している。けど、秋葉は何とも思わないってどうして？
Could it be that despite her strict demeanor, she's actually pretty lenient when it comes to her close relatives?
どうしても何も当然でしょ。私は党の指揮に何も期待はしてい
I
ませんか
remember
ら。
this. I was like, this is harsh, man.
兄さんがそういう人であることは初めから承知の上です。
I see. There is certainly wisdom in that. You can't be disappointed if you're not hoping for anything. I'm just gonna double check the flowchart for a bit. So, I'm kind of still surprised that the Goto Saki option is here. Even though, you know, I'm just surprised because it's the same exact one as the one on the left. Maybe it's just the fact that like it's kind of weird that we could skip that, but like literally nothing else. So it's just kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm truly at a loss for words. It just occurred to me.
いやー、ごちそうさまでした。
So, in the other route, in day 7, I think, we end up seeing Arcwood meet with Akiha, and they have like they're fighting each other off the bat. I kind of wonder if that's gonna be the same in day 7 with CL, because we already know that she doesn't like the church. So, are they gonna have like the same conversation but with CL instead of Arcwood? I hope they kind of don't, because I don't want them to retread the same footsteps with just replacing Arcwood with CL. Clearly, there's a little bit of differences with Dr. Rock, but
ごち
so
そうさ
far,
ま。食後は習い事がありますので、私はこれで。
so far everything has pretty much been exactly the same. We still think of CL in addition to Arcwood and think about CL a little bit more, but everything else has been exactly the same.
兄さん、反省なされたのでしたら、今夜は早めに部屋に戻って、勉学に励んでくださいね。
Akiha rises from her seat and leaves the dining room. With her gone, it suddenly feels like there's room to breathe. I thank Kohaku and Hisui for the meal, then head back to my room. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our room, we're gonna think about stuff, and then we're gonna wake up and go to school. I pass the time doing nothing in particular. I take a bath, study a little, and then lie in bed. And that's the end of the day, pretty much. Everything is back to the way it was. The carnage and death of the past 2 days are now behind me. If I close my eyes and let the dark embrace of sleep take me, the embers burning inside me may just be put out. Back to the fight, but with CL this time. But something floats to the surface of my mind. My eyelids are shut, my brain is turned off, and still this vision comes back to me vividly. I see her, in the midst of a raging blizzard, a cascade of sparks framing her figure. Of all the moments I would never forget, I wonder why this one stands out above the rest. It's like a snapshot burned into my mind. I screenshotted that and saved into the cloud so I can grab it at any moment. Tears well uninvited beneath my eyelids as I recall this single moment. It feels like I've witnessed something I shouldn't have, like a prayer or oath spoken in utter desperation. Unable to bear it any longer, my eyelids fly open. I can't sleep! I dry the corners of my eyes and look up at the ceiling I have yet to grow used to. Despite the quiet, calmness evades me. It's the same way I felt in Ciel's room 3 days ago. Now that I think about it, did I really spend the night in Ciel's room? Was I racked with the guilt of having killed someone, which I only forgot about after being around Arkwid? But if that night had never happened, I don't think the Shiki Tohno lying here would have existed. Cute PJs! I wonder what happened. Oh, I wonder what that night meant to Ciel. Was she just extending a hand to me because she couldn't bear to leave me alone? Like I was an abandoned puppy in the rain?
そうだろうな。人助けが趣味なんだし、あの人。
Volunteering! I mumbled this as if reasoning with myself and shut my eyelids. I still can't sleep! I pass the time in a daze, hoping to distance myself from those memories and wash away the impressions they left on me. As long as I can manage this, the things that happened will all fade into the past. Okay, now I can sleep. My consciousness drifts towards the abyss. Thus does my peaceful day off come to an end. I lie in bed and slide into a vague slumber, as if I can convince myself it would all fade away. Okay, yeah, so day 6 was eerily similar to the other day 6. Wait. No, I spoke too soon. I awake. It feels like someone called out to me. My body is heavy, weighed down by the desire to go back to sleep. But my mind, aware and alert, does not allow it. Maybe a little reading will do me some good. Whoa. Oh my god. I was waiting for something super different to happen. I'll probably get sleepy in no time, sifting through some boring old records. I get out of bed and move to the adjoining room. We finally see that room being put to use! I pick up a book from the bookshelf and open to a random page. Do people really do that? Just go to a random page? I've never done that, so. Oh, I like this. We're finally getting, literally like an hour in, we're getting like additional scenes. I know that once again I said some things were slightly different, but here we're actually getting something significantly more. Immortality. If this word could be realized, it would surely be considered one of the defining features of eternity. However, a problem persists. There is no being in existence that has attained such a state. Even vampires who do not age can reawaken from death, prove no exception to this. For their immortality is defective, they cannot maintain it without feeding on the blood of others. Moreover, they can only feed on others of their own kind, predominantly humans, in this instance, which severely limits their versatility. While they declare themselves superior beings, in truth, they represent not evolution, but regression. In their dependence on others to sustain their life, they are no different from humans. But there do exist life forms close to perfection. Perpetual motion machines in their own right, they have survived since the time primordial. These beings feed on and multiply their own bodies. The concept of a lifespan is immaterial to them, whose old cells are recycled to nourish the new. Such creatures are called colonial organisms. Consider, for example, the jellyfish. Oh, right. Completely forgot. People often cite the jellyfish when it comes to immortality in our real worlds, because that's exactly what they do. They just keep making their own new cells that aren't like, human cells that, degrade, and they just keep floating and living. I don't know how sentient they are, but they just keep living. However, this perpetual motion is only possible in the absence of sapience. If one is willing to accept eternity at the price of sapience, one may as well seek it in death. Yeah, I guess in that case they don't have sentience, or if they do, they don't remember it because they can't think. Similarly, One who seeks to maintain their human form for all eternity cannot do so through immortality. Over time, the body will decay and the mind will wither. In other words, over time, most things fade away. Isn't that right? Sorry, I played some Guilty Gear and that song has never left my head. Immortality versus eternity. I have no attachment to the time-worn idea of immortality, and eternity is impossible while one clings to the concept of individuality. So, in conclusion, rather than merely prolong my individual existence through immortality, I've chosen to live for all eternity through infinitude. I kinda wish they had some BGM, even if it was a creepy BGM, but oh, more unique scenes! Huh. Here we have 15. I don't know what that 15 means. Where are we? Your approach is certainly unique, even amongst ancestors. Oh wait, no, this is probably Mario talking to CL. Your approach is certainly unique, even amongst ancestors. However, under your method, your eternal life would end in tandem with the extinction of humans, no? Your process requires a human fetus. In its reliance on the external factors, it's no different from the longevity of dead apostles. Wait, no, they're not talking to Arcwood, they're talking to Roa. In that case, who's talking to her? Him. So listen, my theory, based on the fact that we saw that amalgamation monster close to, like, in the final battle with Roa, my theory is that, and you know, I assume that Dr. Arak is, whatchamacallit, either in charge or responsible for making that amalgamate. So, my theory is that this is Dr. Arak talking to Roa. This person's also clearly in the know. I don't know if Dr. Arak is in the know, but according to my theory, she is. Like, I'm gonna go with that. I'm not 100% sure because there's no voice acting, which is on purpose to make it, you know, to make you unsure. But I think that's what it is. That is of no concern to me. Humans can only function properly in the company of other humans. If humanity were to go extinct, my own survival would be meaningless. I will die with them anyway, one way or another. So, that's your answer. Immortality with a predetermined endpoint. What a singular notion. All dead apostles who were once mages seem to suffer from the same mania. They value their ideals more than their own existence. That said, what you propose is a far cry from eternity, Serpent. Yeah, Serpent. No, it is eternity. Let extinction be total when it comes. Once none are left to observe it, the universe will fall into everlasting stasis. The fleeting time between now and the end of human life. That is my eternity. I cannot bring that end myself. Thus, my only choice is to live to see it. Well, that aside, I have found one thing that amuses myself with in the meantime. Is that why you went through the trouble of calling me here? You have done well to find the sea. To find the sea? Oh man, see, I don't know who this is anymore. I had not thought that my old workshop of immortality might still be operational. You should be proud. Oh wait, oh my bad. I think that was I think this is Roa. Whoops. You should be proud. Your work withstood 800 years of technological advances after all. I can devote myself to my experiments here without anyone interfering. They say that no one, not even the will of the planet itself, can find the wandering sea. Okay, is that true? I will admit, when they said sea, I was wondering if it was the wandering sea. I know that this is something in the Nasuverse. I read about it in FGO, especially in like sometime in the Lost Belts where they introduced a character named Sion. That being said, I don't completely understand what the Wandering Sea is. I think it belongs to like the Atlas Association. I think there are several groups of like magicians or like magus or whatever you want to call them, and I think the Atlas Institution or Association was one of them, and they have access to the Wandering Sea. Once again, don't really understand what that is, so yeah. Until the new year, at least. Very well. I should be glad to accept the final request of a compatriot, especially one with only a year left in this world. Wait, what characters do we know that have a year left to live? I mean, maybe it's not to live. Maybe he's talking about Arkwid, because Arkwid is at the end of her rope when it comes to being able to come outside, or else she's gonna succumb to her urges, so she'll have to lock herself away. Because they didn't say a year left to live, they said a year left in this world. I can't think of anyone else that has that is going to die within a year. Unless they're talking about Dr. Rock, because I don't know anything about Dr. Rock. I don't know enough about the mixed blood for Akiha. I don't know anything about the maid's background. And we still have a lot about Ciel's past that we still don't understand. I guess this is a thing that is better in hindsight, to understand in hindsight, because at the moment I have no idea. I just assumed that was Dr. Rock talking to Roa, but now I have absolutely zero idea. I know Roa's one of the parties. No idea who the other party is. I'm still gonna continue under that assumption though. I am also rather interested in your exploits in the Northern Sea. I'm certain they will prove edifying. So one of the reasons why I think it might still be Dr. Rock is because she said, I can devote myself to my experiments here without anyone interfering. I think she literally said she has a budget for experiments. So maybe? I don't know. Well, wait, actually, I forgot who's talking. Well, we can save that for after we resolve the issue at hand. It turned out to be a rather disappointment. Now then, allow me to enlighten you about the principles within you, about the sliver of mystics that spills over into reality. With that relic of the age of the gods, there is someone I would have you capture. Oh man, the bad guys are planning something in the background. Whoa, whoa, whoa! We're getting new stuff now! Countless chains bind the vampire's limbs. Wait. The only one I know that uses chains is Arkwid. Are they gonna capture Arkwid? Arkwid is weaker now. The bonds like vines rooted in the walls. Vines as well. I guess I'll... yeah. The bonds like vines rooted in the wall hold the very air captive. Lightning and chains. That is Roa. He calls upon lightning to aid his escape, but there is no way out. The serpent awoke from his coffin in captivity, having no opportunity to retaliate, let alone flee. He's a fish caught in a net and an insect trapped in a spider's web, and the fate that awaits him is clear: a miserable death, captured and consumed. Oh shit. Oh my, is Roa gonna get off-screened? And the thing is, they did have that spider imagery. I'm so confused. He's being captured. Oh, I'm so confused. Yeah, I think this is Arkwid. A merciless strike tears into the vampire's heart out of his chest. Vampires possess a near immortal ability to regenerate, but that power is lost if the organ that transports blood is taken from them. Blood circulation is the only thing vampires have in common with the living creatures. I think this is also Arkwid's creepy theme. Oh, as well as Shiki's creepy theme. Actually, this is just the creepy theme. Never mind. The moment they lose that, their powers are greatly diminished. In fact, it would be preferable to have one's heart crushed. Okay, I will be honest. I don't normally look at people's feet. I don't know if this is Arkwid or not, but I think she has black shoes. Even deprived of the magical energy in its blood, the body can still function well enough to regenerate a destroyed heart. But not when the heart is ripped out wholesale. When the heart and soul are separated from the flesh, the body will quickly decay. An inexorable inexorable decline. Like an old man run out of ways to cheat death. Wait, I was supposed to have this cool moment with Shiki! No! Give that back, he may have screamed. But his prayers go unheard. Chains have torn out his throat, so only bones remain. His chest, where his lungs would be, has rent asunder, leaving the vampire unable to scream in anguish. Yep, it's Arkwood.
今度のは特に粗末だったのね、ロア。
A beautiful voice bids him farewell. The vampire's hand falls outstretched, as if begging for life. His body has completely ceased to function. His name is Roa. It is an extremely one-sided end for the vampire who spent over 10 years remaking the grounds beneath Soya.
待て待て、ちょっと待ちやがれてめ
I didn't expect Mario to be here. I kinda get it though. Mario needs something out of Roa, so he's like, wait a minute, let me do my thing. They did say they had an encounter before. It's really surprising to see Arkwood just straight up like, just shish kebab Roa immediately. That being said, it does make sense. Previously, well, first, this time she's working with Mario, who, from what I understand, knows a lot more about tracking Roa. She said that the church would know more information, but we didn't work with them last time. Second, she didn't fight Vlove, so she didn't have her power consumed or, you know, lowered again. So she's still working at relatively high power, though not as strong as she normally would be. Because I think she said like she needed a few days to rest to be at 30%, and now technically would be the next day. But she didn't do much in the, okay, she assisted Shiki, but she didn't actually expend much of her energy. So now she's actually stronger than she was when she was in her own arc. And yeah, she's supposed to be really, really strong, so it does make sense. In the other arc, she was also, I mean, I know she needed time to recover, but the additional time she had was also debuffing her due to her increasing urges when she was, I guess, spending time with Shiki. They wasted a lot of time, and that ended up deteriorating her health. But in addition, she was always around him, and she liked him a lot, so it just made her more and more hungry. It didn't happen this time in this route, so she's in pristine vampire killing position. By the time Mario Gallo Bastino arrives at the scene, the tragedy has already been committed. Inside this clandestine chamber, where not even the moonlight shines, are the stone coffin of a vampire and his body that is now carrion. And standing over it all is a woman in white, a vampire princess holding the dead vampire's heart in her left hand.
あら、誰かと思えば見知った匂い。
Oh wait, they aren't working together. How did she find him so quickly then?
あなた、もしかしてラウレンティスの子？
Wait. Oh, wait. No, there's no way. In this case, are they talking to Arkwood instead? However, under your method, eternal life would end in tandem. No, they specifically said serpent at one point. Yeah. What you propose is a far cry from eternity, serpent. So, my only guess is that in this scene, Dr. Arak is talking with Roa. Once again, assuming Dr. Arak. And Roa went to confront Arkwood early this time. But then when he confronted her, well, this happened.
今はそっちとは関係ねえよ。マリオと呼んでくれ。くそ、目を離した隙にこれかよ。ロアの野郎は完全に死んじまったな。これで次は何年後だ？
So damn it, I needed his information.
さあ、あいつの事情なんて知らないわ。今まで通り行くのならまた17年ぐらい
17年だと。
It was 17 years last time. Chagrined, Mario glares at the corpse. The expression on his face is close to pure hatred.
それじゃ間に合わねえんだよ。どうしてくれる？なんだってそんなにやる気に溢れてやがるんだよ、てめえ。いつもの無気力さはどこに行った？ ジジイの話じゃ淡々と使徒の末端から潰していくって話だが
He's like, wait, when did you get this patch? You weren't supposed to be like this. You broke the game mechanics.
いつもの私？いつもの私って言った？そっか、そうね。今までの私なら確かにもうちょっと時間をかけたかも。でも今回は1秒も無駄にしたくなかったの。ロアなんかに使う時間がもったいなくて。
Any time spent on Roa would be time wasted. Damn, they really got rid of him this quickly.
ただの気まぐれかよ。なんだそれ。なんか悪いもんでも食べたのか、それとも故障が近いのか。精密機械が気分でパターン変えてんじゃねえよ、くそ。
I found someone that I really love after he killed me and split me into 17 pieces. Mario's foul mouth is nothing out of the ordinary, but his tone betrays his crumbling composure. If he had kept a cool head, his typically observant eye might have noticed the change in the woman sooner.
つまりあれか、大公社どもが頑張りすぎた。てめえが27層とやり合っていれば、こんな結果にはならなかったわけか。
You're right! He played the other route.
ええ、もし私だけでブローブと戦っていたら、今頃は眠っていたでしょうね。新参者ではあったけど、そうである以上は強敵だったんだろうし。
I actually really like this because I know Arkwood was a complete waifu in the other route, but it's really cool to see her savage side, and she really didn't want to show that to Shiki.
はあ、やけに素直じゃねえか。強敵、強敵ね。てめえの口からそんな単語が出るとは夢にも思わなかったぜ。
I've been debuffed a little bit.
そう？弱くても厄介な相手だったんだから、強敵と言うべきじゃないの？
But would you lose?
だから、厄介な相手なんて感想を持たなかったんだよ。今までのあんたはな。
Mario clicks his tongue in distaste. As she endures his murderous gaze, the vampire princess is moved by understanding.
まあいい。終わったことをうだうだ言っても時間の無駄だ。人生残り少ねえんだし、前向きにいかねえとな。
Gotta keep moving, keep moving.
混大の死とロアはこれで消滅。次の発生まで10年以上の時間がかかる。
Damn, Roa's really out of the picture already? Shit.
この町での事件はめでたく解決。ロアが死んだことで死者も共倒れ、あとはポコポコ出てくる身元不明の遺体を裁くだけの簡単なお仕事だ。
あなた、大公社たちを連れてすぐに帰らないの？
帰りたいのは山々だがな。片足突っ込んだ手前、最後まで面倒見るしかねえだろ。
But in this case, the action, like, if Roa's dead, then we got no more vampires, right? So, other than cleanup, what do the church members have to take care of?
けどな、お姫様、あんたはいいのかよ。
Oh. Oh.
いいって何が？
Dude, her head is just cocked to the side like... I don't know if that caught on the mic, but I just kind of turned my head to the side and I heard a giant crack.
ロアの野郎に横取りされたあんたの容量の話だ。その体、いい加減限界なんだろう。吸血衝動を抑えるには、ロアを真の意味で殺すしかない。
Right.
こんな使い捨ての体を殺した程度じゃ、奪われたものは戻らない。
Yeah, so yeah, Mario was the one who enlightened us about Arkwood's limits last time. And, well, she is near her limits, and we've got to see where this kind of goes on from now on.
今回が最後のチャンスだったんじゃないか。なんだって問答無用で始末しちまったんだ。せめて生かした状態で血を吸えば、何割かは取り戻せただろうに。
You can takesy backsies? Mario's voice carries none of its usual venom. He only speaks such recourse out of earnest concern for her well-being. Make the pure vampire princess drink blood. He knows what he knows what an absurd suggestion it is. Her lips move. Mario can already hear the beautiful reply. Not on my life.
ああ、その手があったか。
Huh? Oh, she still got the heart. She stares unblinkingly at the heart clutched in her left hand. looking for all the world as though she is about to press her lips to it. Mario's astonishment tears the words from his mouth. To think that he would ever bear witness to something so unfathomable in this far-flung eastern land, no less.
でもやっぱりやらない。こんな生き物を私のものにしたいと思えないし。
It's trash. I need it cooked. Her white fingers swiftly and elegantly crushed the heart. Blood spurt from it, insolently staining her porcelain cheek. A final protest from a serpent denied even death's throes. She wipes away a droplet of his anguish and touches it to her heart. Man, she looks kind of evil, but if evil, why hot?
ほら、まだ温かい血液でも哀れなぐらいまずいんだもの。
Jesus, she's so different. Her tongue writhes redder than blood. Her smile is the very magic that melts the heart of men.
お前、そんな側だったか。
The vampire princess ignores Mario's question. That smile is her only reply. She gracefully brushes past him. You can kind of see why Arcwood doesn't get along with the church now. They do work together since they do share similar goals sometimes, but they're in no ways compatible.
帰らないのなら別にいいけど、次に私の後をつけたらあなたたち全部皆殺しよ、マリオネット。
Oh, she knows his power too. The woman's footsteps echo through the underground cavern. Mario does not move until the sound fades completely. His legs tremble with fear. It's kind of cool to see this. I've mentioned it several times, but it's a complete role reversal. The last time Mario confronted Arcwood, he had the high ground because he wasn't necessarily stronger, but Arcwood was significantly much weaker. And he had the moral high ground too, to the point, because Arcwood's changed so much, she was willing to listen to it. But now, everything's bouncing off and he's scared shitless like the child he is. I will kill every single one of you. Is she referring to Mario and his subordinates? Every member of the church in the country? Or perhaps every member on the planet? He knows exactly what she meant. That's why all he can do is stand, dumbstruck, in the darkness.
ふざけんな。
Fuck me, man.
の話じゃねえ。あの女、どうなってやがる。
She wants some of that Shiki. Mario's voice comes out in a whisper. Arcwood Brunstead has changed. And what that entails is too terrifying to contemplate. Oh man. Oh crap. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fuck. That made up for a lot of, retreading old ground. Holy shit. I was thinking like, man, this episode, a lot of it is just old stuff retold to us because there are like slight different changes. But at the end, I was like, oh man, I guess I'll do a little bit of day 7 because we haven't really gotten too much new. But those last 2 scenes near the end, especially the scene with Arcwood, oh, I got a shiver down my spine. Woo! Oh man, I saw a comment saying that like, it's kind of, I remember one time I said, it's kind of sad that we don't really get to see Arcwood at like a fuller power. I keep hearing about how strong she is, but she's been like permanently nerfed. So we never get to see her, get even stronger. But clearly in this ending or this route, she's going to be a little bit more unhinged, and maybe we'll be able to take a glimpse of that. Someone said like, oh, you'll see more in CL's route, and now I can see why. I'm so excited. Shit. I mean, I didn't think like retreading old ground was necessarily bad, but adding those little bits to the new route made it so much more exciting. But I guess we'll find out how this turns out next time. And until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!